So what's the first question they're going to ask me if they ask me?
We're live now, but nobody's in yet.
Where? How would you tell?
It says live here, and then right here
The
is what's
number.
going to tell us how many. But it's going to take us a while tonight to get
Well,
people
ladies and gentlemen, there's 1,642. We'll just add to.
Where's my? Okay, so look, this is what they say. Someone is on. I don't know. It's probably Greg upstairs.
Oh.
Wait, where's the? Oh yeah, comments.
Now you got 9 on.
Yep.
Oh,
But I don't see where they say they're here. So, oh, there they are. Trisha, Maureen. They're just saying hello, everybody. Have my guest in the house tonight. I'm just gonna wait for a few more to pop on.
I want you to vote for me, by the way. I'm on the no tax, no rent candidate.
We're not talking politics on this.
That's good.
Definitely not.
No,
just definitely not.
Fighting.
Yeah, big time. Well, we're just waiting for more people to pop on. Just type in where you're tuning in from, and if this is your first time tuning in, or if you're kind of a regular. I'm seeing a lot of regular names. Kathy.
I like Melanie Hogan already. She says acknowledges me. Yes. 3 cheers for Melanie Hogan.
That's right. You would like Melanie,
she hear me?
too.
No.
She can hear you, yeah.
Hi, Melanie.
This is so fun. Good old New York. Everyone's tuning in. This woman, Karen, was at Lynch's on Friday night, and she said you were so cute Friday night.
Cute, huh? Yeah.
You're buttering him up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm only here one more day, so hurry up.
Bergen County, New Milford, New Jersey, New York, Modena, upstate New York.
New York.
This is so
State
exciting.
New York group here. Oh, that group.
Yep, that's where they're from. Oh, there's a lot. Now we have about 45, 42 of you on here. Thanks, I like you too. Melanie said she likes you too. Boston Lake, Stony
According to my
Point.
prior wife, Melanie, you out of your mind. And my current wife.
I was going to say I can attest to current wife and my mom.
Yeah, right.
Dot should be tuning in. I didn't even tell her you were coming on, so wait till we see Dot
And
pop in. I'll have my mommy and daddy together again, finally.
oh, we'll cement our vows.
I can heal my 8-year-old self, finally.
We'll cement our vows.
That's right.
And this conversation between us might very well go X-rated.
These people do know me from so. Look, Margie is on. My dad's niece is on.
Oh, Margie.
So Margie in Las Vegas is tuning
From
in.
Las Vegas. All right.
That's right.
Oh, so they can see us. I see.
Yeah, they can see.
Oh, my God.
So stop picking your nose.
Sorry, I should have shaved, Margie.
Well, welcome, guys. Just make sure you tune in or type in where you're tuning in from. And I have put the link to my book somewhere on my page. It's somewhere. Oh, you know what? I'll put it right here in the comments because a lot of, whoa. I don't know what happened there. So I'll put the link in on my comments. No, I won't. Apparently, I'm trying to do that and it's not letting me. But, yeah, we'll do that later where you can get my book. I brought a new guest, the Cave Boys, you guys. So last week, Jack, my oldest son, joined me, and then that was followed by Michi, and then Ben made an appearance, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it. And they keep asking if they can be regulars on the show and keep coming back. And they were like, yeah, we'll just stay for 10 minutes. And they wanted...
I told them no.
So now, this week, my dad is in town from California, and we were kind of showing him how this works. It's backwards.
I don't know how it works.
It's backwards. Hang 10.
Oh, okay.
And so I figured no better way to show him how this works than to actually have him on. So tonight, you can actually ask my dad questions about God, please. Let me just tell you, this could go so wrong. This could you know all those like
normally does
really insane things I say at galleries, like really, like did she just say that things? That's this part of my DNA.
I'm very proud of that, by the way. Yeah. Right, Margie? It runs in the family.
It does. We have the gift of
craziness.
crazy gift of inappropriate.
Very.
Inappropriate. That was inappropriate. So tonight, if you have something to ask, I see that Melanie has asked something already. So go ahead, ask myself about stuff too. But we'll open the show up for questions about to my dad. Right here. What does your dad think of your ability, and did he recognize it in you as a child? And go.
I'm so nervous. Oh, by the way, folks, for this event tonight, I got my nails done.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We both got our nails done. We went and got a manicure together. I'm very upset with the color I chose. I don't like it, but anyway.
I like my color. Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's see. When she was 3 or 4, Dot's not on, so I can tell you anything. Okay. When Debbie was 3 or 4, and my wife and I would be walking in the mall with her and 6 other kids, I think, and she would say things like, "Did you see that man there?" And we would look at each other like, "Oh, we got another crazy one here." And she did that multiple times, but we never put 2 and 2 together that she was talking to people. We just thought it was another crazy kid. So that's it.
The good news is that my other 2 older siblings definitely have the crazy DNA. And finally you guys got it right. You got it right with Chris and I, but unfortunately Chris had to cross over so that I could do this for all of you. And
that was very nice of him. I still am in agony over it 4 years later almost.
And that's not a joke. Why are we laughing about this? It's not funny.
I know it's not.
It's not. We're not being funny, but we are because we're fucking nuts. Okay.
Oh, I can't say that.
I don't know. Let's see. 69. Of course.
Duh.
Of course.
Perfect timing.
Oh my God, help us, Lord. Okay.
Is my betrothed on yet? No.
No. Nancy's not on. My stepmother's.
Nancy's not going to be on.
Let's see. Does anyone on your dad's side have this gift, or was it from mom? I think we'd both agree it's probably from mom.
I don't. I think a lot of people on the other side they were still into this stuff.
On your side?
Yeah, I believe so, but I'm guessing. I don't know. Blame it on your mother. It's fine. It's good. Your mother did it.
I think. I don't know about my mom's whole side of the family, actually. No, I don't think her side had it, but I do know that my mom is super intuitive and just knew stuff.
She couldn't have been that intuitive. She married me.
It is true. But I screwed up my first marriage, too. So maybe that was our life lesson.
I don't know if I screwed it up.
I definitely screwed it up.
4 great kids.
Yeah, that's true. I screwed it up. Well, I have 3 great kids.
3 great kids, for sure.
Yeah. And that's including
I'm sorry.
Christopher.
Yes.
We're having fun. This is great. Oh, my
this
gosh.
is bad. She'll never talk to me again.
No, that's okay. If she's tuning in, then hi. What's up? Let's see. So tonight is a night where you can ask me any questions about the other side, mediumship, intuition, more generalized questions. I'm not taking any personal intuitive questions, only because if I take one, I kind of got to go through everybody. So I'm not answering anything specific for you tonight. But my dad is here, and he lives out in California, and he wanted to see how this all works, and he's not on Facebook. And so tonight it's well open to also ask my dad anything about me, of course. It's all about me. It's all I give a shit about.
Well, I just want to say that Kelly Wright is right on this one.
Where's what's
one
Kelly
down,
Wright?
2 down. Right.
He's hysterical. You should make him a regular. We might. We can arrange something.
Sure we can.
Cindy, yes. No, Cindy. My mom didn't recognize the gift this early on, but no one did. I didn't really talk about it. It wasn't like that. I looking back, I had this my whole life, but I didn't see dead people. I mean, the story about my dad just told about me being in stores or whatever, and I'd say, "See that man?" I didn't even know that.
It's a total lie. Actually, it just makes the show go well.
It's great fodder.
Is my hair parted?
It is good. It's great. Okay. I'm glad we used the gel. Definitely, if we didn't use the gel, it would be going haywire.
I used conditioner this morning.
Good. Yes, I know. Too much. Let's see. Oh, yes. So tomorrow, thank you, Valerie. You mentioned my book signing. I have a book signing tomorrow in Rock Tavern at Inner Vision Wellness, and that's in Rock Tavern, and Deborah Sheaf is the owner. So check out on my Facebook pages and Deborah's for information on when that is, where, the specific address. But I'll be signing all your books and speaking to you about the book, and we might do a little bit tonight. We'll see.
And she'll also, she signs autographs. Underwear and things like that. She said,
right. I only do that for you.
Yeah.
Ew, gross.
Yow.
Does Dad have a potty mouth too? Not really cursing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Let me tell you a quick story about my dad. He decided he wanted to do stand up, so so he went to the comedy club.
Yes,
no, the comedy club in Los Angeles, like the one, and absolutely brought down the house with the most atrocious humor. Apparently, we weren't allowed to go. I don't want to know what he said because I can only imagine what he said. Really disturbing. But they wanted him back, but he was like, let me just end on a good note, right?
No, they told me I was too old, but I could work the cruise ships.
Oh.
So if you're deciding to take a cruise and you have a comic and you don't like the way they sound, you could just say, we could have had the old guy. He would have been really good.
That's great. We could do intuitive comedy cruises together.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could totally do that.
And sell cups and saucers and spoons.
Oh, Eileen. Eileen's my buddy. She just wrote, have you read the book, Mr. Hanlon? Mr. Hanlon. And what do you think of it?
I did. I was overwhelmed. I had tears in my eyes when I first saw it, and I rubbed where it said Deborah Hanlon. It was like, whoa, this is unreal. My daughter wrote a book, right? And it wasn't a comic book. But I would send her, when I'd read the book, the chapters. I had no clue what she was talking about. So there were about 6 of them in the middle of the book. But once I start a book, I make sure I finish it. And it ended on a good note, I thought. I still don't understand it. But I'm amazed at what she does, though. Just like, huh?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
My dad came to, I had 4 galleries this week, and he came to 3 of them. And it is pretty cool. Like, he's asking me afterwards on the way home, where I'm normally like, nobody talk to me, I can't focus. He's like, so when you receive this information, and I'm like, I don't know, Dad, I don't know how I know it. But he does want to know. He was also at Lynch's on Friday night in the back of the room telling me, like, pick this woman's intuitive question. I want her. Like, apparently he made buddies there and was like, and those people did get an opportunity to ask me an intuitive question.
She was a grandma with real gray hair, and she was nervous to talk, and it was the first time doing it. So I went up to her. I said, why don't you just ask her a question? She said, I don't know what to say, just like that. I really don't. So then I stood back, and I'm thinking, okay, what great question could she ask? And then I went to her again. I said, do you have grandchildren? She goes, yes, I really want to hear about my grandchildren. And then that's what she heard. Heard great stuff. She loved it.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty intuitive of you, because he was trying to help her develop a question, and then apparently there was a granddaughter that she was very concerned about, and she was able to formulate the question because of your...
So basically, next week, folks, Sunday evening, it'll be John Intuitive. Bring your grandmothers, and I'll make questions up for them.
Oh my God. Intuitive medium John Hamlin.
Yes.
It's going to be dirty. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be disturbing. Let's see. Melissa, I met you up at the Albany book signing. I remember you because you spell your name differently from most Melissas, so your name always jumps out at me. When you see auras, are you seeing issues with their health or personality, or a combination of both? I don't really see auras as far as colors. Some people do. My son, one time when he was much younger, talked about seeing them and hasn't since. So I'm not really seeing colors. So when I read someone's energy field, I would have to say that I'm first picking up on a personality. So if I sense fear, or if I sense insecurity, or if I sense overconfidence, or great confidence, or confidence. I said confidence twice like that, but whatever.
Don't worry, Melissa spells her name wrong.
That's
anyway,
true. That's true. As you started it, Melissa. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for that. It's your fault. It's not mine. Right. And my dad's here and he said so.
Yes.
But I just pick up on usually an emotion that's within you, which once I identify that emotion, then I trace it. I can trace, is this something physical, or will it manifest as something physical, or is something physical manifested because of like long-term anger, let's say, or if you're super passive and you don't know like how to make decisions in life, like I'll start to trace it. But I don't see auras, I don't see colors, but I feel an emotion, and then I try to nail down that emotion. Recently, I had a young man at my meditation class, and he was talking about how he knows he can do anything and he's capable of anything. He was about 18 years old. And he says, and every time he said that with such confidence and vigor and happiness, and he kept saying, yeah, and then, I get in my own way. So I'm like, okay, you just said you know you can do anything, you're capable of anything. These are all really good things. Like, that's the way we want to be. But then he would follow it up with, and then I just get in my own way. So I was really curious as to, like, what was that? What was that? So I started to feel, it sounds disturbing, I started to feel him, but, like, feel him emotionally. And I was trying to pick up, like, what is this? And it turned out that finally I got it. I understood what the quote-unquote problem was. And he was talking about something else, and super confident guy, and he's got a great future in front of him. But what I picked up on was that he didn't have parents, which meant that he didn't have any guidance. So he feels capable, but he has nobody to talk to about it. So therefore he doesn't follow through with it because he has nobody to bounce these ideas off. So I stopped him and said, you don't have parents, do you? And he was 18. Nothing about his exterior would say that he didn't have parents that were around and present. And that was in fact the case. And so that's an example of me picking up on an emotion. I was trying to identify, what is this feeling within him going on? And that's what it was. So I hope that answers your question.
And I want to ask you a question, Deb.
Go ahead.
Only kidding.
Oh,
no, I do.
Go ahead.
At the galleries, when you play that music, and I'm assuming most of the people online probably have been to a gallery, when she plays the music, she's sitting there writing things. Oh, right. How does that come about, that you write things that turn out to be specific questions or things people are looking for that are in the gallery? I don't know how to explain.
So, like, what's happening at that moment?
Thank you.
Yeah.
English.
So good. So good. It's Melissa's fault. She messed up our English.
Excellent.
Right before the gallery, what I do is I play that song. I don't really need to play that song, but I like a few minutes to kind of gather myself and disconnect from an audience and tune into them on the other side. So I close my eyes, or I just start writing, and whatever comes to my mind. Like we weren't at this gallery, but this past week, instantly I saw a man with his daughter and a baby in a carriage walking around a pond with a little dog. So I saw that image. That image means nothing to me, and I know that means nothing to me. Like, that's not specific to me, so I start writing that down. Man with dog around the pond. I see if I get names. So I just start writing whatever I see, feel, and hear. And then I know now that makes sense, that belongs to someone. That's an event or an experience they had. That's why I say, looking back at my life, now it makes sense, because I had that my whole life. I just thought I thought a lot. I just thought I was like daydreaming about a man walking around the pond with his baby grandson or daughter in a stroller. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah. It doesn't make sense. But yeah,
right. That answers your question.
I understand it more, yes.
Yeah. My dad likes to see those, and he wants to keep those at the end. He's like, let me just see what you wrote here.
It's wild.
Oh, look who it is. Teresa from California. She's tuned in and said hello. Right here. Hey. Hey, Teresa. Let's see.
What's Teresa's last name?
You know Teresa.
I know. The name is familiar.
Teresa Baker. Teresa. You visited her in the hospital out in California.
Oh, yeah. Hi, yes. Teresa. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you like those chocolates I brought you.
So the one.
And the beer.
The beer. Yeah. One of my clients was out in California. She didn't have any family out there. My dad was out there, and I was like, listen, this young girl is out in California. She has no family. Go help her out. And he did. And he totally did. Will meditation be next Sunday? Yes, it will. 7:00 next Sunday at my center in Newburgh. Everyone's welcome to attend. Just show up about 10-15 minutes earlier. And yes, I will teach you how to meditate.
Purchase trinkets and sheets and everything.
Trinkets. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I love that, Valerie. Her friends and her are starting a book club, and my book is going to be the first one. I too am starting an online book club. I'll announce some more information about that soon. I'm waiting for a lot more people to read it. And it'll be like this style where we can interact and you can ask me questions or clarify certain parts, because honestly, the chapters that my dad said he had a hard time with are hard chapters. So it's not your intellect. It's not your intellect. It's shocking. But it's hard.
Were wrong.
So yes, exactly. Eileen wants to know if her spirit guide is on a bender.
I'm sorry, what?
If her spirit guide is on a bender because her life is crazy. No, Eileen, you are. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyone that uses the term bender needs to reorganize their life.
Yeah, she's Irish.
Oh, top of the morning to you, my dear.
Exactly. Ooh, I like great questions, Susan. Do your parents ever ask you to connect with your brother? So, Christopher.
No, I've never asked, and all the galleries I've been to, 6, 7 of them, that thought always enters my mind, but it's like I carry him with me in my heart. It'd be great if he told me a whole bunch of stuff, but we left on super, it couldn't have been better. As sad as that sounds, it couldn't have been better.
So do you feel like you had closure? That's why you don't hear from him?
I don't know if it's closure because I think of him all the time.
Right.
But, and this is 40 years next May, so, closure. I don't think I'll ever have closure.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm tongue-tied.
Yeah. No, that was well said, actually. No, they
Melissa.
don't. That was Melissa's in the house still. No, they'd never ask. I do feel, me personally, and this is why I also feel that I have this ability, because it was fostered by the type of parents they are, where, like my dad said, he's in our heart, and death was not quiet in our life. It was openly discussed, and it was a thing that happened, and it was very real, and nothing ever squashed it. So I do think because of that background and knowing I could go to them to talk about anything, my brother or anyone else, we did. And they are the examples of how to, certainly not how to grieve, because there is no universal how to grieve. There is none of that. It's you grieve the way you grieve. But how to be present for those who are left behind with the deceased in their mind. So they don't ask me, but that brings up a one time where, do you want to tell them the story about where your mom came to me and you were in the field?
I did not believe, I just thought my daughter was on a crazy tangent when she said what she was doing, and I'm going, oh boy, I better not quit the second job because I have to support her. And I hike, and I live in Los Angeles, so I hike in the forest. I go 6-7 miles a day. And I always think of my dad as in my mind because he and I had a very rough, let's say, upbringing, the both of us. And one day it was my mother. And it was kind of weird because I even acknowledge when I say my mother, it's in my mind as I'm hiking. The thoughts just come back to me, etc. And I thought it was weird that it was my mother this time. And I get home, but I'm not thinking anything about it now. I get home and phone rings and Debbie goes, look, I'm really busy, but I just want to tell you that's your mother. I had goosebumps. And from then on, I go, holy mackerel, there must be something to this craziness.
Yeah. You didn't say holy mackerel.
No, I didn't.
You said what the?
No. Yeah, well, I probably used mother something.
You mother, or
whatever.
What is this shit?
Absolutely.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel? No, right. That definitely didn't happen.
I instantly started drinking again. So.
Right, as did I.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like a moment where, I mean, no one prompted it, no one asked for it, but it just totally happened. And what happened to me was that instantly his mom came to me, and they don't normally. His mom doesn't normally. And it was like, that was me. I was there. That was me up in the mountains. So that's where I had to just like pass that message along. Which does remind me though, my father's father, I didn't really know them. My dad's mom died right before I was born, about 5 months before. And my father's father died when I was about 3.5, 4. But I have no memory of him at all. None. But he was the first person, the only person I've ever had a visitation dream. He was my first and only visitation dream, although I had one about a year ago from a client who passed, which is random. But I feel super, super connected to his father. And like he said, they didn't have like this great relationship. They had a tumultuous upbringing. So I know that I didn't make, and I don't make it up when he comes to me, because of everyone in my family who passed, he'd definitely be the least likely for me to call upon. But yet his father is the one who I feel like is my little, my guide or my trainer for all of this.
Lucky you.
And I love him. He's great.
Watch out, folks.
He is totally great.
By the way, you're going to announce Spooks and Goblins for Halloween Eve?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No. Oh, Kyle, will my dad be at meditation? Sorry. No, he won't be because he's leaving tomorrow.
No.
Oh, Greg's on.
But I've been to the meditations. I thought they were cool.
Did you go anywhere? Like, did you get anything? Or are you too, like...
No, I'm probably too lazy. It was kind of like, I was always thinking of, am I sitting right? Is everybody looking at me? I'm rather vain at this age still.
Right. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm trying to read questions here. Samantha, how are you? When someone passes over, are they greeted by their loved ones already there? Oh, I forgot that I can add the question down below. Are they greeted by their loved ones already there, or are their loved ones happy to have them back with them? They totally are greeted by their loved ones already there, and that includes ones we didn't even know. I mean, we're talking hundreds of years back, so no one can really conceptualize. We remember, we use our human minds and our human self and our human experience, and we try to attach it to the other side, and it really doesn't convert. It's kind of like fast Wi-Fi versus a computer in the 70s. It's like so mismatched. So, yes, of course they greet them, but it's beyond that. It's way beyond that. And are their loved ones happy to have them back with them? Yes, absolutely. But it's not a shock to them, because the minute we cross, we know when everyone else is going to cross. So they're kind of just like, not literally, but like, okay, today's the day John's coming. Let's go, to the pearly gates, but not really the pearly gates. Yes. Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is your last broadcast. Last broadcast.
Why did I take all that medicine today? What a waste of money.
Oh, my goodness. Well, so I hope that answers your question, Samantha. Samantha's an artist, too. Quite good. Let's see. I saw you last week in Montgomery. You were beyond amazing. That's why I picked this question, because you said that. Also, my sister is getting knee replacement tomorrow. Will she be okay? That's
I'll help you on this.
Okay.
Good doctors, she's got a great chance.
And shitty doctors?
Whoa, run away right away. Have her run away right away.
So, Maureen, I'm not like answering personal, intuitive questions in this format, but I'm answering more specific, generalized things that everybody can get something out of it. Okay. Oh, Sharon, I just want to know, are you doing your yoga? Because Sharon shared with me that she likes to do her yoga while we're on.
Downward facing dog.
That's right.
Cool.
You could show them your moves. Let's see. Let's see. I was told, Cindy writes, I was told my husband is a connected soul, but not a soulmate. What's the difference? I have an issue with this whole soulmate thing, and here's why. One, I think it's very commercialized, and everyone's looking for their soulmate. And I think that is, to me, that's the spiritual version of a photoshopped model. Because it's like, everyone talks about this perfect relationship with your soulmate who's been the greatest person ever on the planet, and everything's perfect. And I just don't think that's the way it is, and that's usually kind of how it's sold. A connected soul, we're all connected souls.
S-O-L-D?
Yes, like souls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But connected soul, I believe we're all connected souls. Some have a deeper ability, just like some people have a better ability at singing, and some people have a better ability at basketball, and you name it, whatever your skills are. Soulmates, I believe, can be anyone. I feel that my children are soulmates to me in one way or another. You can have pets that are soulmates. So I want to really, I'd prefer to expand the concept of soulmate, because I do feel that mainstream media is always selling it as if it's the one and only person for you for your whole life and all of that. What are your thoughts on that?
My first wife and I were soulmates, and we ended our soulmate relationship in divorce court. So I don't know.
In a fiery, burning inferno, I might add.
Yes. And my current wife, I'm terrified of, so she's not a soulmate. But my current girlfriend, we're talking about being soulmates. We'll see how far that goes. Only joking on the ladder.
His wife is a saint, as was my mother, but she just got lucky and got away. Sorry.
No, she says that.
She does.
My daughter calls my ex-wife her mother.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
My dad has a daughter from his second marriage, and his daughter Lauren, when she was younger, was confused as to the relationships because his wife is my stepmom. So she thought that my mom was her stepmom, and we just all left it that way, which I think is cute. Let's see.
Doesn't say much for the intelligence.
Right. I got the intelligent DNA too.
There you go. Right. Absolutely.
Kelly's a regular. Kelly has been talking about this all week to me and saying that she couldn't wait. And I was stressed out tonight because I'm thinking like, oh my, I just got home really late and I saw Kelly's message like, I can't wait tonight for your thing. And I'm like, I can't let her down. So Kelly writes, when bad things keep happening, is that because you almost deserve it? Do I believe in karma? Oh, it's a great question. No one deserves anything bad that happens. It's just part of us being human is that shit happens. And why does it keep happening? It depends what it is. I'm just using this generalized, I'm not speaking specifically to you, Kelly, as if I'm saying these things are happening to you. But if you keep getting into like really, really bad relationships, like really bad ones, that's like, okay, you've got to do some soul searching in yourself to find out what is going on that I keep attracting these type partners. Or, you have to really look inward to see if something is going quote unquote wrong or just not the way you want it. We have so much more control and power over our lives than we allow ourselves to believe or think. Sometimes that's really exciting and nice, and sometimes it really sucks because it's like, oh man, that means I got to do the soul searching and I got to work and I got to figure this out. But sometimes to all of us, bad things happen. Really, really bad things. The things that are really bad that happen in my life, I hear in someone else's, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm brought to my knees. Whereas other people will hear bad things that happen in my life, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. So I also think there's some perspective there. I totally do believe in karma, although I am constantly frustrated with not seeing it fast enough sometimes. What's your thoughts on karma?
I have no clue. I don't even know what karma is. Is that Carman?
It is Karma.
Oh.
Karma.
I thought it was
I thought you were like
Carmen.
thinking Carmax.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, Carmen.
Carmen. Oh,
yes.
Carmen, like
yes,
Carmen.
like person.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No, karma, like that if you do bad deeds, that will come back to you. And conversely, if you do good deeds, that will come back to you.
Well, I was a bad kid, but I don't think my son died because I was a bad kid, frankly.
Right. I hate to break it to you. No, I'm only, oh my God, that's so fucked up. I'm sorry.
That would have hurt.
That would have, no. Yeah, no, totally not.
Right,
Totally
right.
not. Shit happens in life and it's annoying. But some of it, like your son dying, that wasn't anything that your brain did. You didn't draw that to you because you keep picking the wrong relationship. That's something that's just like, why does it happen?
I'm with you.
We will get that answer to the whys when we cross over. That's why they're always at peace. Like they're like, oh, okay, I get it. I get why I had to live such and such life. I do believe in karma, but sometimes, I don't believe, although I'm very guilty of this, I don't believe we should think we determine what that karma is. So, for example, if someone did something really bad to me and I just want karma to get them, I can't really decide
Anybody
how.
in mind?
No.
Okay. Why are you red? You're blushing.
Half the people here know, but anyway.
You're blushing.
I am. My sister.
Jesus.
And namaste.
Yes.
But, and it's really not good to wish karma on someone. It isn't, because that honestly becomes your karma. So if you're hoping like, man, I hope if someone cheated on you and you're like, man, I hope that he gets that back, just let the universe take it. It's like, or she. Well, or she. So, try not to be attached to how the karma is paid back is what I'm saying. So any of you who are tuning in now, this is my dad coming on tonight. He is joining from, I was going to say from FedEx. Holy crap. I don't know.
Whoa. Ooh.
He worked at FedEx. I mean, there was the thread there.
I got paid by FedEx. I don't know how much work I did.
He's coming here or tuning in. He's visiting from California. And I thought it'd be great for him to understand what I'm doing down here in the studio. Don't forget, if you're tuning in, also just to type in where you're tuning in from, and if this is your first time. Also, I have a YouTube page that all this will get uploaded on, so if you can't watch this in entirety, it'll be shifted over to my YouTube page, which I will post the link later. Let's see.
What is YouTube page, crazylady.com?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
It is not.
Just checking.
The YouTube page is Intuitive Medium Deborah Hanlon.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's informative.
Okay, let's see. When a spouse or loved ones die, do they really stay connected to you and are always around you, even if the relationship was rocky and different? Naomi, that's a great question. Let me just add it here. Do they really stay connected to you? Absolutely, 100%. And they're always around? Absolutely. And even if the relationship is rocky or different? Yes. In fact, they're more connected to us when we're on the other side, because when you mentioned rocky, that dynamic happens here on this side. We have the issues. We have the dynamics, because that comes with being human. And none of us here can escape that. It's a part of being human. We can learn and evolve and make strides, but we can't reach perfection here. So if your relationship was rocky, when they cross over, they've ascended to their purest self, their pure energy, that spirit. So they no longer have the issues. They understand, like, oh my gosh, I get it. I was being too hard, or, oh, I get it. I get why they wanted that now. So life becomes very clear, and we see the truth with a capital T, and we see it with a capital T. We see the truth because we're seeing it from the collective whole vantage point versus our own individual self's vantage point. So here it's the human. As a human being, I see things one way, I want things one way, I interpret things and perceive things one way. That one way is true for me, but it is not the truth for everything. Just right now, all of you are tuning in. We are tuning into the same broadcast, but we are not experiencing it the same at all. My dad and I are here in the same exact room, but we're not experiencing this room the exact same, because he's coming from his perspective, I'm coming from mine, which automatically shifts the dynamic and the truth of the situation.
What?
I know. Does that make sense, though?
Is anybody sleeping out there at this point?
Does anyone care? Bueller?
That's a great film. Rent it tonight.
That is a great film. So yeah, they're more connected to you because they're coming to you from their pure self. Their pure self connects to your pure self. So I hope that answered. Go ahead. What are you saying over there?
No, nothing.
This is the original Peanut Gallery.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, Atlantic Beach. Where's Atlantic Beach, New York? Where is that? Let me know.
It's 30 miles out to sea, I think, at this point.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think they have internet there. 30 miles
Maybe they spelled it wrong, like Melissa.
I don't think so.
Okay.
So tell me where Atlantic Beach, New York is when you can. When people, let me see. Let's see. When people pass multiple, want to read that for me? Now, when people pass over multiple lifetimes, do they usually pass around the same age, or could one life be longer than the others? Ooh, good question. I haven't had that one. Varies, totally varies. You could be very, very, very old in one lifetime. You could be very, very young in another. It's an interesting concept. However, if that were the case, you would never, the point of kind of having multiple lives and keep coming into a lifetime is to grow and evolve your consciousness and experience of this world. And if you keep dying at the same age, then you don't ever get past that evolution. So no, you could die at any time, all different ways over multiple lifetimes.
I'm surely coming back.
You are definitely coming back.
No doubt
Yes. Yep. Like 100,000 times, maybe.
Probably.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a great question, Caitlin. When we die, can we relive memories? Yes, absolutely. We don't need to, because again, that's a human concept, and memories here make us feel good or bad. It depends what the memory is. And we have a brain that can recall memories for the most part. When we die, yes, we recall it. We have an instant, what we call that life review, and we relive all those memories. All of this is in my new book.
Warning.
If I hear like bloop, 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 I'll be like, oh, I think my dad passed. Yeah. Oh my God. Mayday, mayday. I'm going to hear you say mayday, Deborah, when you pass.
Yeah. Terrible. All the nuns in my education will be
nuns, priests. Oh my gosh, you are so screwed.
Multiple.
Oh my gosh, talk about karma.
Look at my hands; they're bleeding still. It's the Catholic version of stigmata.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's just regular punishment. But yeah, we can relive those memories. In the life review, we will go back from the moment we pass, and we will go back in reverse until the moment our conception, which is really disgusting. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But we'll relive the whole thing.
I don't think my parents did anything like that. They did drink, so maybe, possibly.
You think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I like that one. Sherry Lynn said, "How could anyone sleep with this comedy show?" Hey, we're a comedy team.
All right. Yeah. Totally awesome. Neither one of us know what we're talking about.
No. Well,
at least I admit it.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Oh, I love seeing people tuning in 4 or 5 times. That's awesome. Yes, each of us will see the world from different perspectives. You got it, Valerie. Long Beach. Atlantic is near
okay. Yeah,
Long Beach. Sense. Yes. Let's see. Okay.
Out on Long Island. Pay heavy taxes.
Actually, they're not as bad as here.
Is that right?
It's so ridiculous because at least they have an ocean. They have an ocean there, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me see. Sean, are you picking? You're right. You good?
No. I'm just itchy, and I didn't know what to do. I was trying to hide behind the mic or something.
You could just scratch like that. Just do that real quick. It's all good.
You think this joint would have tissues? No, nothing.
No, I saved them for the center.
We'd like to hear what you people are wearing out there.
Oh, what?
No, only because Debbie's sitting here in blue, green, turquoise socks.
That's all right.
And I'm fully dressed with sneakers and everything.
You act like I have nothing on but socks.
You call them tennis shoes, which I hate. Sneakers.
We don't call them tennis shoes.
No?
Who calls them tennis shoes?
What do they call them? They don't call them sneakers.
All right, tune in. I call them sneakers. How many of you call them? I know some people that do call them skips. That's upsetting. That's upsetting to me. I know. That's like calling soda pop. I know a lot of you north you might call it pop. I can't do the pop thing.
Oh, speaking of pop, a lot of people are dropping off right now. They don't like this conversation.
They hate it. No, we're going up. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, yeah, I do have turquoise socks. I have yoga pants on, and then a fine black shirt. He's like, is it fine? Is it all right? It's okay.
Like a sweater.
It's a sweater.
Okay.
I like this question too. Nanette, great question. If you are a miserable person on earth, are you still a miserable person when you pass over? That's a great question.
That is. Are you speaking to someone in reference to someone's particular? A real total? Probably.
Great, probably.
Yeah.
Or self. You might be talking about yourself. Am I gonna be this pissed off in the afterlife?
Oh my God.
No, they are not. And here's why. We're all energy beings, and the core of all of us, the energy within me, is the exact same energy that's in him and all of you tuning in. It's all the same. The only thing that makes it different is when we take on human form, our personality, identity, how we're raised, all of these things create our identity, and that develops into a personality. When that personality is miserable, it's most likely caused because something traumatic happened to them over and over, or they're just angry people. I don't know. But when we die, the only part that dies is all that human stuff. All that goes, and we are once again restored to that pristine, pure self. When they're getting a reading, or when a person alive is getting a reading and we're pulling through the energy, they will take on their human form and their identity again for identification. So if someone was miserable on the other side, I will feel they are nasty, mean, horrible people. And I'll say, oh my God, they were awful. I start to say, I sugarcoat it at first going, oh, they're not warm and fuzzy. And then I'll just say they're downright miserable. But they're coming through like that because if I really describe them how they are now on the other side, it would be all bliss and love and light. And you'd go, oh no, that's not him or her. So yes, they are totally fine. But in a reading, they will come through, especially with me, because I'm very personality-based reading. They will come through with the personality that you knew them to have at first so that you can actually know that's them.
Nanette, I love the picture you have with your question.
She has multicolored hair.
Multicolored hair, yeah.
Yes.
Do you really have multicolored hair?
Yes, I think she does.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yep.
I might get that done. You think it's possible?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. I think okay. Do your family members that have passed do our family members that have passed tried to protect us? Has something like that ever happened to you? They can protect us. Now my nose is itchy. What the hell are you doing in here? You're spraying voodoo powder. Oh, I know, it's so itchy.
Hide behind the microphone.
Yeah, excuse me, 1 minute.
Okay, good.
That works. From now on, when you tune in, I do that. We'll all know why. You'll left an indelible mark on this show.
It's called cocaine. Oh, I'm sorry.
God.
No.
No, I'd be really, really skinny then. So that's a great question. Yes, they protect us with what they can. So if certain things, like someone's passing, that can't be prevented. So I've had people say, I'm really mad at my mom or dad because they allowed my son or daughter to pass. Why'd they let that happen? And they cannot intercede with someone else's passing or someone else's life lesson. So if someone is supposed to pass young, they are going to, and nobody has any chance of being able to stop that. However, if it's not supposed to happen or not supposed to pass, and they are doing something that could cause them to pass, something will intercept that, from preventing them from passing, which will make them still live. So they can intercept those times. Does that make sense? Somebody's coming in and I saw, it's like a ghost hand or something.
Oh.
Who's here?
Okay.
Look. Come on in,
oh, there he
boy.
is.
He brought us tissues because
very good.
Somebody wanted tissues. Would you like to
good man
for the broadcast? No?
Folks, I don't know if you can see this tissue box, but when you reach in and you can just take one, these are all lumped together and backwards, etc. So maybe that's intuitive of Debbie's part. I don't know. Is it?
I think the deceased loved ones have messed with you.
Have messed with that tissue box?
Yeah, no. Well, no, here's what happens is when a tissue box gets low in this house, I take the remaining tissues and I put them into another box. But clearly I put them in backwards. But you know what? This is
Why would you do that?
This is what we call a first world problem. If that's the worst thing that happens to you while you're at my house,
it's very stressful.
You're freaking lucky.
It's very stressful.
Yeah. So, thank you. Would you like to stay in? No?
You sure?
You can stay there if you want. That's my cave boy who was at the Knicks game last week when the other cave boys came down. So this is the baby cave boy.
Well, he's not a baby.
No, but he's
not
the
at
baby. He's the baby-ish. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sneakers. Yeah, they're called running shoes, sneakers,
okay, all right.
Athletic footwear.
Athletic.
Let's see, sneakers. My husband calls them runners, but he's from Ireland.
Oh, bitchy is very good. You could be right.
I know Eileen loved that. Let's see, sneakers. Pajamas and unicorn socks. Oh, I want unicorn socks.
Oh, people are answering what they're dressing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're answering.
She gets an A for listening.
Oh, here's another good question. Do our loved ones miss us like we miss them? No, they don't. I know people
kidding?
They're like, sayonara.
Yeah.
No, they don't miss us because, and people get really upset when I say this, and it's not like they don't miss us like, yeah, see you later, like I just said. They don't miss us because, remember, they're not having the experience of being disconnected from us. They feel more connected to us than ever before because they are. They get to see you and understand you in your entire self, not just the self they were only able to see when they were here. Also, all of us tonight, tuning in and being here, had to choose to either do this tonight and be where you are now or somewhere else. None of us could choose to be here and somewhere else. And they don't have that limitation that we do. And we have that limitation simply because our energy is housed in our body. That's another word for being human. So they don't miss us because they're not disconnected. The deceased experience death as a complete reconnection. The living experience death as a disconnection. That's a
good
really
explanation. Very good.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Did I do a good job, Daddy? Did I do a good job?
Oh, my God, my girl. Oh, my God. Give you an A. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's Mrs. Viagra's class.
Ew. Not Mrs. Viagra.
No, Viagra.
Who's
Whatever.
that?
I think maybe it was Lawrence teacher. I don't know. I don't remember.
Wasn't me.
I never cared.
I never had Mrs. Viagra. I never had Mr. Viagra.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hear about
Me
your
neither.
problems.
Me neither.
Paging Dr. Freud.
No.
Dr. Freud.
and Nicole just said no. Her hair is not that color, by the way.
Oh.
Can everybody see what?
Oh, it wasn't. Now I can't find her. It's not that color?
There she is, right there. There's the no, right in the middle. No, go down.
Oh, up here. Okay.
Right. See? It says no, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's not your color. It looks
No,
from
it's not
here.
that color.
Oh, it's not anymore? Maybe it's not anymore. Noreen, do you have to work out your issues with those on the other side once you cross over to them?
Oh, boy.
Another good question.
Yeah, all right.
That's a good night.
I'll tell you what, that's kind of scary. You don't want to die if you know you have to reconcile the whole damn thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never understand up there anyway.
Well, I used to say that.
I think the answer is no.
No, you don't have to work out your issues?
With them, no. They'll be automatically whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you must have read Deborah Hanlon's book, In the Presence of Proof, right back.
Yeah, is what I did for $13.95 or $75 it cost me. Yeah, I did.
No, you're right. No, you don't have to work out the issues because remember, we have the issues because we're human and we're still living in human form. When we cross over, we finally understand people's point of view from where they were at. And then, we can't blame someone. What we do here is where we're at here. So when we cross over, we don't have any of that. And there's no more of that angst, no more of that. We're all fine because we're like, it's kind of like, this is a really dumb analogy, but it's kind of like a big race. Like we're all competing against each other and then we're trying to get to a finish line. But once we get to the finish line, we're all camaraderie. Like at first we're competing against each other and we're bumping in and we're trying to get ahead and all of that stuff. But when we cross over, we're all just happy. Like, hey, we all just run the race together. So we have a deep understanding of what it takes to be human. That's why I always say they've got the good spot because they already have that. They're good. They were able to see where they messed up. And they understand it from your point of view. And all of this truly, really is in my book. And it's very succinctly, no, not succinctly. It's very specifically total opposite. It's explained in the book for sure. I can't remember what chapter, but it's in there. But that's a great, great question.
Noreen, I just heard your collective sigh of relief.
Well, I used to say that, people would ask me that all the time. Like, are you going to be reunited with everyone that you knew here and people you even had a problem with? And I'd say yes, which is why I'm never dying because I'm not getting reunited in bliss with my ex-husband.
There you go. Okay, good.
I'm not doing it. I'm not. He's probably tuning in under like a pseudonym or something right now.
I would imagine I could work that out with my ex-wife.
You can.
Yeah.
Just talk to her now, Daddy. Daddy, just talk to her now, please.
I do.
Daddy, it would be so nice for you and Mommy to get back together.
Daddy is so bad. I'm a selfish human being.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a male. I don't see many males on this show. How come?
Oh, yeah. Where's my buddy? There was one man that he calls me. I call him my stalker, but that's not creepy. It's a funny thing.
Yeah, right.
No, in this case, it's not creepy. Yeah, I haven't seen him on tonight.
Look at this question. That's a great one.
That is. I'm going to get to this one, and then we'll do that one. Why are we here? Who the hell knows?
I drove out from California, so that's why I'm here.
Why are we here? We're here to experience End of the paragraph, end of the sentence. We're here to experience what it is like to be in each facet of life. And if only we understood that, as each of us coming from a point of view, and not one of us is right on kind of anything, because we're coming from our experience, and no one's experience is the same as yours. So your viewpoints, your opinions, they're all valid, but none of them are totally 100% right. There really isn't a clear right and wrong, so to speak. And yes, we could talk morally. There's right and wrong. It's not good to do certain things to people, of course, but in a much, much larger perspective, it doesn't exist. So we're here to experience all of it.
It's a gift, Valerie. Look at it that way. It's a gift.
To be here?
Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's a gift?
My name's John, by the way.
Hi, nice to meet you. Oh my God, I'm Deborah. I'm the psychic on the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
So
meet
how'd
you.
you end
What are
up
you
here?
selling this week?
So, books, autograph books to you for $100 a piece.
Again?
Again. Why? Like, explain why you feel it's a gift. Which I like that.
I just, what's the only thing we know? So it's like, and it's good. I mean, you have bad days and good days, but it's kind of like the good days are like, yeah, good days. And it might be just reading a book. Yes. Or whatever. I mean, actually,
reading this book.
Oh, yes.
Shameless plug.
That was a bad day, but don't worry about it. Yeah, and I guess my current wife makes it that way.
I really was going to say that.
Yeah. Hope she's not on, because that's going to cost me dearly.
It is. No, but I really was going to say that honestly, I think that you would think it's a gift now because you have a very secure life now and stable life now.
Food.
So, and that's all I need to know. But
drink.
Like, but there's so many people that don't have that.
No, I know.
And they wouldn't think that life is a gift.
Okay,
so.
I'll shut up.
No, I love that you say it's
I know.
I also think that if we can also just all dial it back a lot, like we all want to drive and strive and want to learn and want to grow and want everything to be so great and whatever. And sometimes I have to find myself of like, okay, you know what? It's not going to be that way. What?
Stop working.
Who's on first? Yeah, well, I wish.
No,
I don't have a retirement plan.
No, I'm just
I didn't have a wealthy dad giving me anything, not for anything. But if you want to bequeath to me enough money so I can read a book all day, I am going to be open to
I live
that.
too close to Las Vegas, honey.
So I think you're right, though. Life is a gift when we can see it and not take it so seriously. To be honest, I think that. But I think we're all taking it so seriously and we're all so uptight about everything. So that's kind of jamming up our vibe. Okay, you liked this question.
I don't know what it is. But...
Any significance of having dreams and talking to a few deceased people at once in the dream? The day prior, I was in the grocery store and I swear I heard my deceased son say, "Look behind you." I looked and it was a lady that hit him in his accident that caused his death. Wow. Yeah. Wow, ooh. Lisa. That's pretty powerful.
Wow. That's all. I mean, awesome.
Awesome. In a lot of... Awesomely horrible and awesomely cool.
Right,
yeah, on the same time. Yes, absolutely. Dreams, talking to the deceased. When the deceased come through and they're happy, they're healthy, they know they passed, they're saying, "I'm coming for a visit and I'm okay," and all of that stuff, that is a visitation dream. If someone who's deceased coming to you and you can't get to them, or they don't want to talk to you, or they're afraid or scared, or any kind of unrest or disturbance, that is what I call a projection dream, which means your emotions and grief are being projected into the dream onto that person. And it could even be someone you didn't even know who passed. Like if I had a dream about your mom that I didn't really know at all, it would be a projection of my angst that's going on in my life. So there is a difference between how they come and how they're portrayed, because a lot of people get really upset with me thinking, or not with me, but thinking, "Oh my gosh, my father came through and I couldn't talk to him. Does that mean he's not happy or at rest?" And that doesn't mean that at all. That other is pretty amazing. And you definitely did hear your son's voice. It no doubt was one of those moments was like, pay attention. And for some reason, you heard it in that moment, because I'm no doubt they're talking to us all the time and we just don't hear it all the time.
I would look at it as a real gift that your son came through, Could you imagine if he didn't come through for you and then you saw that person?
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's protecting you, but I sound like a crazy guy.
No, keep going. That's really good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
no.
I mean, how do you handle a situation? Yeah. Right back, Lisa. Tell us how you handle that one.
Yeah, what did you do, Lisa? That is pretty amazing.
You went to the meat aisle and got a big leg of lamb and blasted them over the head.
Right. Which you want to do, and then you do. That's a heavy situation, and so amazing because it's just you're in the grocery store, and here's this major life event happening just right there again. So that's pretty amazing.
You relived it.
Yeah. And I think my dad is correct in that was a gift from him in kind of preparing you. And also because, again, when we cross over, we understand why we had to go when we went. And he's kind of telling you, like, Ma, it's all right. You know, she didn't mean to do it and or whatever. Or I don't know the scenario or the circumstances, but it was sort of like, I'm all right. It's all right.
I thought she was psychic.
So I'm not tuning in personally
I got you.
to each person. So. Let's see. Crystals. Any suggestions on crystals to help with meditation?
No, I do not agree with that at all. No, definitely not. I don't. Maybe just a little.
Oh my gosh.
Off on a tangent.
Oh my god. Oh, look, a squirrel. Oh my gosh.
Next question, please.
No, I don't know enough about crystals. It's never been my thing at all. I do remember when I was first starting, I got to move the tissue box. It's annoying. I'm a little cluttered here. But I do remember when I first started doing this and really knowing that this is what I could do. I had a set of mala beads that I loved, and I felt like they're prayer beads. Buddhist prayer beads.
Oh, okay.
And they're
not
like
rosary
think rosary,
not rosary
but
bead.
Buddhist. You know?
I stole rosary beads when I was younger.
Oh God.
Yeah, 32nd Street and 5th Avenue. There was a place, and they had free rosary beads, so I took hundreds of them.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
What, oh my God, Dad. What'd you do with them? You gave them away.
Threw them at people.
Probably.
Yeah.
I threw them like off buildings in Manhattan.
You put them on car aerials.
Hey, but maybe you left one and someone like needed that.
That's what I'm thinking. That was the thought behind it.
All right. Oh God, help us.
So
oh my God. So I had these prayer beads.
Oh yeah, let's get back on this side.
What were you going to say?
No, nothing.
Okay.
But it is great to see rosary beads swinging from an aerial as they're going by at 60 miles an hour. Don't touch them, by the way, because it would really hurt you. But go back to the beads.
Go back. I don't even know. What are we talking about?
Crystals.
Crystals. So I wore these prayer beads all the time. And then I started thinking that I can only do this if I have those beads on. And that messed with me because I was like, ooh, I don't want that because what if they break? What if I don't have them? So I became very, very adamant for myself not to have anything outside of me to validate what's inside of me. And that was a really big lesson for me. So to me, I feel like that plays into the whole thing with crystals. Like, again, I'm very unschooled and uneducated on crystals and what's good for what. There's a lot of really good people. Actually, the place where I'm having my book signing tomorrow, Deborah, she's amazing. She knows every crystal and what crystals are good for and all of that. So I would look her up.
Didn't you go to a place where some class you took and there were, I don't know if there were crystals, but you wanted to get something, and you walked out, they gave you a gift? And
Yes, that was
that's
crystal.
A good story.
Yes.
Yeah. I listened to my daughter.
Yes, that was in the book, too.
Oh, I don't remember reading that.
So you need to read it.
Maybe I speed read.
Yes, one of my most profound meditations, actually Mother Mary came to me in the meditation. And I remember thinking in the meditation that's how I thought. I was like, oh, come on, Deb, you're going to now be one of these people that sees saints and sages and all that. Like, I like to err on the side of logic. I like proof. I like things tangible. And she came to me and she held up this crystal. It was about this big, perfect, clear crystal. And she said, when you receive this, you will know this was real. In the meditation, and I was crying during it, and I came out of the meditation, and someone literally right after that meditation handed me a little gift, told me not to open it until I got home. As I'm walking out with the little gift in my hand, there was another woman at this, it was a Omega retreat workshop. And she stopped me and she says, I just have to tell you, Mother Mary's all around you. I see Mother Mary all around you. So now I'm like, what? I was like, oh my God, like, no, I didn't tell anybody that I just saw Mary and had this experience. So that blew my mind. That was a validation instantly for me. Then I get in the car. I didn't wait till I got home.
I would have asked her if she really was a virgin. No, inquiring minds want to know.
Okay.
Is it a story they were
I'm
telling
going to
us?
sage the crap out of this room after you leave just to clear the energy.
Why, everyone that's listening would wonder the same thing. Was she really? Anyway.
I opened that gift, and it was the exact crystal Mother Mary handed to me in the meditation. That was my extra validation that I did, in fact, have an experience with her. I didn't ask if she really was a virgin, though. I forgot.
Next time, will you please?
I
the
will.
Audience would like
I'm
going
to send her to you.
Well,
She's going to, you know what? She's got a bone to pick with you. You just stole all her rosary beads and threw them at people. So Mother Mary is not happy with you. I'm just saying.
Is it? No, it's... Oh, that's right. There are Hail Marys on that thing.
Yeah,
Our Fathers
it's
and
Mary,
Hail Marys.
Blessed Mother of
Acts
Mary.
of Contrition. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mary.
I'm gonna...
Really sorry about that one. That truck ran over.
Stop.
Boy, that was bad.
God. And I do love rosary beads. Do you know that? I have this like incredible fascination with rosary beads. I collect them. I have a bunch of really cool ones upstairs.
Yeah, I could.
I'm going to give you a pair just to
I could give you 100 of them. I go down they were monks in Manhattan, and they made rosary beads. I figured I figured a whole bunch of them on a wall, like 500 of them. And I really felt bad for them. If no one takes any, then they're still working to make them. And it's like, they probably go, oh, wow, what's my life worth now? No one's taking any of my rosary beads. So all of a sudden they said, God has come. He has saved us, and he's taken the rosary beads. Get to work, elves.
Elves!
Maybe.
Now.
Maybe.
Guys, do you see why I like the deceased better? Do you see where my DNA came from? Do you see why I'm insane in a gallery? Like, I'm not making that shit up. This is in my DNA.
Oh, boy.
I know.
Sorry to hear that.
It's frightening. It's so scary.
That's why I say that life is good.
Yeah, it is, I guess.
For sick mind.
So, my gosh, help me. They're going to be like, Deb. I think
take
I'm losing people now. I'm losing. I know it.
Questions.
Is a one-on-one visit always successful when you read a person? Sean, it's hard to say. I mean, I want to say, of course, 100% of the time, but I can never make that guarantee. I absolutely have had people that said that wasn't enough. I know I've given, amazing, very specific information, and then the woman would say to me, oh, but my grandmother didn't mention that she liked lottery tickets, so I don't think it was her. Meanwhile, there was 15 other things to validate. So it is hard to say. It's definitely hard for me. I'm not arrogant enough, believe it or not, shocker, for me to say, like, yes, I'm always 100% spot on. You can ask those who've had readings here in the group what their experiences were, but it's rare that I can't get someone on the other side, but it definitely has happened. Come to LA. My dad's from LA. I would love to go back to LA. I haven't been there in way too long.
Don't you still do Skype?
I don't.
No.
Actually, no.
Sorry, LA. Where in LA do you live?
Yeah, tell us where you live,
Her father
Renee.
will come and do
Bring you
intuitive whatevers. Yeah.
Bring you chocolates.
Chocolates, yes. And money.
What, you're going to bring them money?
Well,
probably
Monopoly money.
Probably rosary beads.
Yes, a couple left over.
When I open my calendar for monthly readings, do you believe that people who are lucky enough to get a reading from you need the reading more than others? I actually really do. I really have seen over and over, like, that person needed it that day, either the day that they actually get the appointment was the anniversary of their passing, or someone's birthday, or a very significant date. I've seen many, many times where someone has the reading and then they have to cancel like an hour before sometimes, and we will post those on Facebook, and the person who fills in was the one who's supposed to get it. So I really do believe that those who are supposed to have that appointment absolutely, positively will. Also, having said that, I put a 6 month, and really it's really like a year cap on appointments. So once someone's had an appointment with me, I don't let them come back. Even if they get another appointment 3 months later, I won't let you come back for at least 6 months. And it's, like I said, usually I'll see your name again and say, no, it's too soon. Let's come back to someone, later.
And is that psychically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
usually
not,
I'm going to say like, no, I've got nothing. Okay. Yeah, I just lost my train of thought too. So yeah.
Good. Lisa responded. Did you see Lisa right there? Up,
okay. Yes.
Right there. She
Lisa.
just responded. Can we tell? Oh.
After I saw the woman in the store, I went into my car and just cried. Of course.
I love that you use your son's name, Tyler.
Me too.
Isn't it awesome when you hear people use it? But I find most of the time people don't use my son's name. So I love when I hear Christopher, But Tyler, what a great name.
It is.
What a great name.
Tyler, the name Tyler, just in with name vibration, they very are who they are. They know exactly who they are, and they like come out into the world being very like a buster, but a smart buster. Do you know what I mean? Like not one of these boys that are just doing things like they're very, I want to say calculated, but that sounds like sinister, and I don't mean it sinister. Like they're like really Jack. Smart. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Tyler's like a name like Jack. Exactly. Right. So, and 18 years old. Unbelievable.
No, it's very believable, unfortunately.
I know, it is believable, but it's still sickening. I hear all your stories all the time, and I still think to myself, oh my goodness. Lisa wrote, thank you. He lived most of his life in Amsterdam area before he moved to Arizona, and he still has swim records out there and in Arizona as well. Wow. It is good for you to be able to. Yeah, go ahead.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I come from a different perspective of you.
How so?
The grieving parent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I feel like I kind of are plugged in because of you, Mom. Of that aspect. I'm the grieving sibling, and I see the other grieving siblings.
But you weren't. You were.
No, but I was unconsciously. I wasn't, when he's saying that I wasn't. I really don't have conscious memories of my brother, so that's what he means, but I wasn't grieving. But I did grieve, and I did miss him. I didn't know that that's what I was missing.
I don't know if I'm thinking this or it really, really happened. I think it really happened. When my son died at home in my arms. Oh, yes. Awesome. And when the funeral parlor came to take him away, naturally my wife and I were hugging and crying. And Debbie came to us and said, what are you crying for? We're going to see him again. I don't know if I made that up or if it's real. Either. We're going to have to ask your mother.
Yeah.
You ask her, not me.
Let me breach that one. All right. Let
me
talk about that.
Be a good one.
Yeah, and I have a memory where I was actually on my bed with my brother when I was 3 and he was 4, right around those ages. And I remember saying, like, I'm going to tell the world about this, meaning about all of this, death. And I didn't at the time know what I was talking about, but I had a meditation where I was revisited with that experience. All right, let's see. Have you ever been...
Did you get through all the questions or no?
I try to get to, as many as possible no, I don't get to all of them because they keep scrolling up.
Okay. So they must feel really deflated that you didn't answer. We didn't answer any of them.
Some of them do, but I don't even see them. I don't even get to see them. So I try to just grab what I see at the screen at each time. Are you pressuring me?
Just wondering. Might be an opportunity to sell a book. By the way, we have a commercial in.
Oh my gosh. Have I ever been compelled to read someone that you've been around when you have been out and about? Earlier on, I felt more compelled, yes. Now, no, because I really do have this world and my world, and I like them very separate. Anytime we go somewhere, like today at the nail salon, I've been going to this nail salon for 7-8 years, and my father felt the need to who she is, right? And I'm like, oh my God. 1, don't tell them. 2, don't tell them, because I don't want to then all of a sudden go in there and be like, oh my gosh, you have readings and stuff, because I like my downtime. It is very consuming. It is very exhausting. And what exhausts me is not even the other side, but I'm so plugged into the anticipation and expectation of the person who wants so much. And I also am aware that I can sit with you for 8 hours and you will want 8 hours more. So there's never enough. So I get, as a person, I want to please and I want to help people and I want to get people proof and I want people to feel good and be okay. And I put myself through agony almost, feeling like, oh my God, they didn't get enough. It's still not enough. And then that exhausts me. So I like my worlds very separate. So no, nowadays, no, I very, very rarely feel compelled. But years ago when I was testing it, yes.
And I didn't tell today, by the way.
He didn't wind up telling, but he was going there. I think he read my Don't You Dare.
I have a story to tell.
Go ahead. It's story time by John Hanlon.
Yes. Boys and girls. Good night. Good night, Moon. No. Debbie was working at a radio station in Albany, and a person called in for information, and Debbie happened to say to her, wow, I love that red outfit you have on, the red pajamas she was wearing and whatever. So she went on, and it was an unbelievable reading, etc. And then when we were driving back, I said to her, how did you saw that person? Because it's like, it's different from hearing from a dead person, but here she is in a radio station and sees the person that's asking questions. So beware when you ask questions here on this line. No, and you saw what she was wearing, and she acknowledged it. So it was like, I brought that to your attention. Mm-hmm. I don't think you knew that.
Well, yeah, because I'm not aware of what I'm aware of. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think any of it, not that I don't think any of it's cool. I think it's amazing. I don't think I'm amazing. I think it's amazing. This possibility is amazing. What am I seeing? Is that what?
No, just that you were able to see in the person's house. You even told them about a hole in their ceiling.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I do this. This is my life. I do this every day. I don't know.
Right. And she was wearing red, and you said, "Wow, that's beautiful color. It's so vibrant." Mm-hmm. And at that point, listening, I'm going, she sees that. I mean, it's just kind of. Right. She's got a whole bunch of gifts we don't know about. Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't know that a particular instance, but sometimes, like, they on the other side are showing me, so they would see them.
You said you saw them.
Yeah, because they
truth or dare, my dear. Come on.
Don't lie to me. They would.
You can't handle the truth. No.
They put me in their body, so to speak. So it's like my body's looking out through their eyes. So if they were in the room with that woman, and they could see that she's wearing a red sweater, maybe or pajama, whatever it was, then I would see that. Like, you weren't there. The gallery the other day, it was all about like, oh yeah, I see you have a tree down in your backyard, or like, I don't know. They're showing it to me.
Gotcha. You want to talk about criminals?
Go ahead.
Remember some of those things you did, where the police thought you knew too much about a particular murder? It's getting really scary. We should have saved this for Halloween.
All right.
Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
And, well, long story short, the woman that got the reading got the CD and went to the police with it.
Yes.
And the police called you up and sent a car for you.
And then I went and I was in the interrogation room.
Thank you.
Which had
I've been there myself.
For the rosary beads that he stole.
No, it was a car.
Two-way. Oh, God help us. This is not confession. I swear to God, you don't have to confess everything.
I thought I'd get intuitive absolution.
Not for me. But yeah, and then I was in the interrogation room, and 3 detectives were sitting with me around a table. And at the time, I didn't realize this, but they had this two-way glass, or the one-way glass, or however that works. So other detectives were looking at me through the glass. Also, I believe reading like body language and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just like, sure, I'll come in and talk. And I do remember the police were like, yeah, right, this is total horseshit. You know what I mean? And I knew they felt that, and I totally understand that. I'm not even like offended, because I'm sure they do get a lot of people who aren't getting accurate information and telling them this stuff. Plus, detectives are very, very logical, and they have to be for their job. So I totally respect their mindset. Although I do love when I've since met so many more open-minded ones. They were open-minded enough to bring me in. They probably thought I did it, but
yes, they did.
Right. But I remember the moment that was really cool in that scenario was the person who had been murdered kept showing me that she had 3 marks, or three bruises or 3 marks on the back of her neck. And I kept doing that and they said, and what about her neck? And I said, yeah, there was 3 bruises. And he went, what side? And of course I'm touching my neck as I'm feeling it and hearing her say it. And then I realized, oh wait, it was the right side. So I said, oh no, it was the right side. And the man threw down his pen and went, okay, I'm done. You're freaking me the fuck out. And that was my great moment.
Did he?
He did say the fuck out. Yeah.
Did he? Wow.
Yeah, he did. And that was it. And I was like, oh, good. So I'm not crazy here.
Did we file a citizen complaint about the foul language?
No, I did not. No. Not this time. Okay. Maybe next time.
Okay. Sorry about that tangent.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Poughkeepsie. What? Oh, look who's on.
Oh, that's my girl.
That's my sister.
Yes. Oh, pay attention to me.
This is very exciting.
Is your mother nearby?
She's going to have to answer. Lauren, I didn't see it until... Did you write before? Oh, she is. Look.
Oh, okay.
Look, she wrote, who is the hot, hot, hot man? Oh, it's a family affair.
Yes.
Lauren is tuning in from California.
Yes. Marietta, California.
Yes. Well, don't give your address. There's some crazy people.
Oh, is that right?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm teasing.
It can't be any crazier than me. So that's fine.
True. Oh, Lauren, that's cool. All right. So let's see. How we doing? Let's see. I'm clicking on. Okay. Is phone, FaceTime, and in-person's reading different? Do you get the same feeling and info, or is it dulled down a little if you're not seeing the person you're reading? I don't do phone or FaceTime anymore, only because technology gets on my nerves. You can ask any of my friends, my parents, everybody. I will not talk on the phone. Like, the only time I pick up that phone is if it's the boys or Greg. I'll pick it up, or he'll say, like, can I call you? Can we talk? So I hate talking on the phone for any reason. But in addition to that, during a reading, it's like you hear static, and then the person has to move, and then I have to wait, and it's just aggravating to me. So I decided not to do any phone readings anymore. But no, I don't think it makes any difference in the reading at all. I'm just like not comfortable. And sometimes I think phone is even better, because one time I was on the radio and there was a skeptic there and I was reading information and they couldn't use the whole, oh, she's reading body language, because I can't even see the person. So on the other end of the phone. So I do like it for that purpose. But other than that, I don't believe there's any difference at all. That's a good question.
You don't use the Skype, but you use Facebook Live.
Yes.
Does that make any sense?
Well, because this is
Confuses me.
What?
I'm totally confused.
About what?
No Skype, but you use Facebook Live.
Well, Skype for appointments.
Oh.
Yeah. What? No?
That clears it up. On to the next question.
Well, because appointments, because then they can't hear, or it gets jumbled, and then I have to repeat it, and then, a 1 hour appointment ends up being like an hour and 45 minutes, but not any more information. It's just like stuff and interference, and it just drives me crazy. Or, I'm sorry, I can't hear you, or can you hear me now, and all of that stuff.
Okay. Got it.
Let's see.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
That's awesome.
James is on. There's another man on now. James.
Oh, nice.
On. Yep.
Nice. We could be buds, James. You and I. What do you think?
Actually, he's been like really good buds with Mom lately. They just kind of met on this too.
Call me later. I'll fill you in.
Do I ever withhold information because the person you're reading can't handle it? No. I don't feel that it's my job to filter anything. If the information is coming through, I'm not the person that needs to say like, oh, they can't handle that. I will make sure I'm very, very cautious on how I say things, because believe it or not, the way you say things affects the way someone hears it. So, no, I won't filter, because that's not my job, but I definitely make sure I say things in a way that's not frightening or scary or upsetting as much as possible. Although I've said many wonderful messages, and people will still tell me, I'm really upset that my dad said that, or my mom said that, or this one said that. And, so it depends. All right, let's do a few more minutes. I do this every Monday night, 8:30. I was a little late tonight. Make sure you click like on this page, because I am, because I want you to. I don't know why.
Or not if you don't.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right,
but
cool.
they should like it.
You think so?
I think so.
They've been hanging on a while.
Yeah, they're hanging on. They're good.
What about the ones that didn't have their questions answered?
I know.
Feel bad about yourself that she wouldn't take them.
No.
Oh, don't.
Well, I won't
that.
take any. Like people are. I could see some people asking very specific questions, and I don't take specific intuitive questions in this format. I am considering doing some sort of video mini gallery or intuitive question night this way, but I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do that or put the time to it.
So you're asking the people to give you some ideas on what to do, huh?
What do you mean?
On
like
ways
types,
to use this technology.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'd still be able to guarantee to be able to answer everybody's questions. So I'm
No.
still trying to play with that. So personal intuitive questions I won't take. So I skip over those. And then the others, I actually see the ones that are written longer because that looks like a longer question versus like everyone saying hi. I see you saying hi and all that. But yeah. Thank you for sharing your dad with us. That's what someone just said.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. You're very welcome.
I'm paid quite well for this.
Yes.
We'd make a good team, I think. You know?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I
like
think
a radio station / TV. No, not radio station. But I think we would do well.
Yeah.
Slight humor. Just a nice tint about humor.
I would like to do a show where my dad divulges more of his, confessionals and stuff.
Oh, boy. Well, the police would have to be not get a tape of it or be able to listen on live.
That is correct. How many, just real quick, how many high schools did you go to because you were kicked out of?
Only 5, simply because I was very intelligent.
You just kicked
and
out
I
of.
passed every single grade.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, my God. Let's see.
Cardinal Hayes.
Yes,
Delahanty. Mount Assumption Institute. St. Agnes. Harron High School.
What was the boys' school up in Plattsburgh?
That's the one.
That was
Mount
it?
Assumption
Okay.
Institute.
Institution.
Yes.
Got it.
They were trying to be cool Catholics, I guess.
Well, what my dad did there
Ooh, a lot of bad things.
was it's up in Plattsburgh, and during the wintertime, he decided to take the hose and spray down the front steps of, oh, God help us, the brother's house. So when he came out, he slid. So,
because they gave me punishment. I must have done something wrong, which I can't believe. The fellas that did that, they made you water the ice rink at 12 o'clock at night, and it's freezing cold in Plattsburgh, New York. So therefore, I had a hose in my hand, and I don't think things through well. And the staircase was there, and I just figured this to be really funny. So I hosed it down, and it was all ice. And then I was up early enough to watch the brothers come out, like Looney Tunes show, falling all over themselves.
Like their legs kicking out? Oh, my God, Dad.
And then I heard, Hanlon!
Maybe
I don't know how
I'm
they
serving
knew.
your karma by talking to the deceased. I don't know. It's happening.
That's true. I don't think any of them died, though.
My friend Chris says she loves this story.
Oh, I have more.
There's a lot.
Can we say St. Patrick's Cathedral? No.
That'll be next episode.
Yes.
Deirdre said she went to St. Agnes.
Who's that?
So St. Agnes?
Yes.
Is that... I thought you said St. Agnes, too.
Yes, St. Agnes.
Yeah, she went to St. Agnes, too.
Oh, but it was all boys when I went.
Oh. Yep.
You're much younger.
I was going to say, I hardly doubt you're this guy's age.
Yeah. No.
Oh, my gosh, this is great. Okay. Yeah, the brothers are coming for you now. They've been wondering all these years who did that.
My guess is they have a life spent with chiropractors.
Oh, my gosh.
They probably did.
This is insane.
But we didn't use them in those days. I'm certain they'd be covered.
They'd be covered. They were covered. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Christine, it's just I'm going to take this question. I'm coming to another one of your events next week. How can I increase my chances of my loved ones coming through? Very, very difficult to go in with that. And I know that's so annoying. But like I said earlier, I really do feel everybody's anticipation and expectation. And if you can go in saying, I'm going to get something out of this event then you'll go in prepared and with the mindset of getting something. If you're going in specifically like, no, I want to hear this one thing, I would caution you to work on that. And what I mean by work on that is just be aware of it. Having said that, I go to mediums and I don't need messages. I absolutely go for just to see these events. And, I still have that inclination, but it would be cool if, and so there's always going to be a level of expectation when you go to these things, but try to be aware of your attachment to it and say, okay, I'm going to open myself to get something out of this day, this event.
And how you get something out of the event is listen to the other people that are talking. You could tell the difference when you watch it. It's kind of when the people are like kind of not bored, but kind of doing other things, checking their phones, etc. In the back of my head, I'm saying to myself, boy, I bet they never get called on. So leave your phone in your car probably. But it's also cool to listen to the other people whose stories come through rather shockingly in some cases. Yeah,
then that's a really good point. First of all,
that's the second good point I made this evening. I believe. 2-0 now.
2-zip. But that is a good point, though. People who are on their phones, they're not paying attention. I also know they're not going to get anything because they're not because I'm like screw you. But I know
I think it is screw you.
I mean, maybe my human self, but I really wouldn't have total control of that. But when you talk, when people are talking during it, oh my God, that makes me crazy. And then checking the phone or just, I can feel your energy of like, oh God, this is so boring. I can feel that. And if you think it's so boring, then I literally feel like, then don't come. And then I'm not being even rude. To be totally honest, I find them boring. Right? And what I mean is like, because I don't need it, because I don't need those messages. So I don't go to these things myself. I know I'm in a different category as far as needing things. So I'm not saying you don't need category. It. But and that's your DNA.
Yes.
But just be mindful of your expectations of what you want out of it. No, it's okay to have expectations, but try to detach a little bit from it and say, I want to get something out of the whole night, whether it's learning about the other side, maybe picking up something, because I do try to interject in these events information for you.
I also recommend maybe possibly wearing a large costume.
Real Dad, it's around Halloween. People are going to do that.
Oh, sorry.
In honor of my father.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Look at what Kelly wrote. This is nice. We need more people like you guys in the world. I love the crazy. I swear this is my favorite time of the week. It clears my mind a little. Gives me something to look forward to. Thank you so much for doing this every week.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You created a little bit of sunshine.
Yes, sunshine.
I created a little bit more of it.
No. Yeah. Lauren is sunshine.
I created a little more.
That's my other daughter who's a psychic lunatic in training.
Fantastic. She can take over. Wanda. Oh my God. Dad.
Yes.
I want you to meet her.
Okay.
Wanda, can you please, I know you're in Texas and all that crap, because you move and you're amazing and thank God you moved there.
What did she say? Wait, let's read what she said.
She just said, I see where you get your humor from.
I know.
Yeah. Duh. I just walked right into that. Yes. Oops. Wanda, yes, you get it. But you think we're nuts. Wanda's really nuts.
No, do me a favor. Yeah. If they can acknowledge it, they're off the charts, by the way. So
Wanda's
to speak.
Off the charts.
Yes, absolutely.
With quite a story and a remarkable human being, and I just freaking adore her. I adore her. I'm gonna tell him a little bit of your story.
That sounds like a story.
It's a crazy story, amazing, but yeah, amazing.
Okay.
Lastly, my friend Chris said she's gonna come to my next gallery dressed as Johnny Turbo, John's friend Johnny Turbo.
Now that's a funny person. Who's in the afterlife also.
She is my actual friend that I know well, and I don't know anyone funnier.
Krista will have to write an essay on things Johnny Turbo does. Did. Still probably does.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
You should bring Johnny Turbo in. Just in the gallery. That would be hilarious. They'd love it.
Johnny Turbo is a friend of my brother's who passed away recently. Great guy, just definitely one that like beat to his own drummer. And my friend Chris got to meet him under very bizarre circumstances.
A lot of wine was involved.
Oh my gosh. And he came to the door in his underwear to greet us, and and my friend Chris was like, "That's fine. Every man comes to the door in their underwear. No, didn't skip a beat." So
that's what happens when you're on crack. You don't realize you're in your underwear. You think you're fully tuxedo dressed, right?
Literally had the visual
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
This night is coming to an end.
It is coming to an end,
with Johnny Turbo rolling in.
Oh my God, it's hysterical. Every night, no, not every night. Every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. I'm going to do this. Share with your friends. Make sure you click like, and then these will be uploaded to my YouTube channel every week. So if you missed it here, you can catch it on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel also has a lot of these questions answered that I filmed years ago. So you're going to see like ridiculous old haircuts and stuff. Just get over it.
So if you have nothing to do for a month, you can go on our YouTube channel.
That's right. If you want to learn. Let's see. She said, tie him up. Don't let him leave.
Very good. You know what? Bondage. I'm very much into it,
God,
my dear.
No, stop.
Wasn't that what she was talking about? She brought it up first.
No.
She brought it up first.
Don't.
Your Honor.
Want to know. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to die. I'm literally dying.
Okay.
You're going to read me from the afterlife.
Okay, no problem. Right. No problem. Take notes.
So, the book club. Yes, the book club. I'm going to start a book club soon. I'm going to announce it. I'm just waiting for a few more people to read it and be finished with it so that we can sign up. And the book club is going to be similar format. Only in that format, I'm going to probably do it through a software called Zoom. So you'll sign up, you click a link, and then I could be able to see you, and we can literally face-to-face share and ask all sorts of questions. The book is on Amazon.
A paid service? Or
no, that's a free. That is a free thing. You don't have to pay for that.
When are you going to start charging? Just asking. Social Security might run out.
Yeah, I'm sure mine will.
Right. Just asking.
Wanda said the world is better. My life is so much better because of you.
Good going, Wanda. I'll call you every week.
You would love
once a week.
If you ever go to Vegas, Wanda, you must let me know because my father's got to meet you there. I'm not even kidding. It's a thing. You're doing
by the way.
And his wife.
well, I don't know if we'll finish this off, but here's the story in Vegas with Debbie playing roulette and I.
Oh, yeah.
And I won, and then I took my money back, $4,000 or something like that. My wife doesn't know, so please don't pass it on.
But anyway.
No, it was $4,000. I won on my son's birthday, and then I sat there and watched as Debbie was playing, and I was kind of bored, and it was like, okay, what do I do? Just give me a number. And there was a guy next to Debbie, and she goes, whatever, I think she said 4. So I put quite a sum of money on 4, and it came in, and the guy next to her almost died. Wanted to know, what happened? How did she do that? What happened?
That was great.
Yeah,
we got a roulette. We got a corner on the market of roulette.
Yes.
Yeah. I hit 12 out of 13 spins on the roulette wheel, but only when I'm with my dad. If I go alone, it's not good.
Right.
It's like a tag team thing. Maybe we'll do a whole Vegas trip where we all go.
So maybe this whole thing will be free, including your galleries. That would be a great idea.
If I hit Lotto or the Vegas, I said to them, I'll do this for free.
I don't remember 12 out of 13, but I think it's a Hanlon exaggeration. But that's okay.
Swear to God.
God or Mary?
All of them.
Was Mary? No. We answered that.
He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember now. He doesn't remember 12 out of 13. I remember the stats.
Okay,
I remember my stats.
You.
Are you kidding me? My intuitive psychic stats. I know them.
What'd you bet? $1 each?
No, maybe 5.
13.
Nothing. You're the big spender.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh my God. Wait. The fact that you told that story, 4 had huge meaning for Wanda. So that is what a perfect example. Where
Pay attention out there.
Pay attention, but that was a wink. That was a total freaking wink all the way because I don't know what it is. I don't know what that story is, but the fact that you had to bring that one up in number 4 and say number 4, that's pretty amazing.
Wonder I got 650,000 more of those stories.
Yeah, yes.
Most of them are true.
Very, very cool. And
Yes.
a Vegas bartender was tuned in before. I don't know if he's still on, but he might have kicked off. Yeah, but he was on and he works the room in
Cool.
Vegas. It's late. I know you guys have totally hung on with me. Click all the places that you need to go. I have book signing tomorrow in Rock Tavern, so pop in at Inner Vision. I'll post it on Facebook where I'll be specifically. I believe it's 6 to 8, but I'm so bad with my times that I'm always wrong, so just check it on Facebook. What else have I got going on? I got a lot of galleries. I have one at the Shamrock Inn up in East Durham at the end of the month on a Sunday afternoon.
geez. Yes, the Shamrock Inn.
Exactly.
Good place to have it. I'm really shit-faced.
That one is really fun.
Yes.
I'll be in and around Paramus, New Jersey at Kathy Santos Dog Training and also at the end of this month. A lot of good stuff coming on. Meditation next Sunday, this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Please come to that. That is super fun. I am working on a vision board workshop for the end of the year, and we'll also be returning to my intuitive development workshops coming up as well. So I think that's it. Guys. Have a good night. This was a long one tonight.
Hey, this is fun. Thanks a lot, folks. Appreciate it.
Thank you for...
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, we'll be fighting in a minute.
Have a good night.
Good night, Lisa and Melissa.
And Wanda.
Oh, Wanda. That's true.
And Julie. And remember Romper Room?
No, I don't watch Romper Room. No, never
Romper Room.
Howdy Doody.
No.
Howdy
So
Doody.
thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Good night. We can't shut up, so just hang up on us, please.
Exactly. No,
we'll go on for hours.